Welcome to the channel. Gotta feel this. I'm a little late making this video. I'm really late making this video actually, but it's something I really want to talk about, man. When I seen Josh Emmett versus Lerone Murphy, I've never heard of Lerone Murphy, but I'm like, I know who Josh Emmett is, and he's got the main event. I was like, who is this guy? I gotta check this out. And it was a great fight. Great fight. But it's a little disappointing on both sides. Now, I'm going to start with Lerone Murphy. Did a great job. Game plan was executed to a T. What I like about Lerone Murphy and any fighter who does this is the mixed martial art game. You know, there's not too many people who are one-dimensional who really make it to that upper echelon unless you're a heavyweight most of the time with knockout power like a Francis Ngannou, and even in the light heavyweight division like Chuck Liddell, Rampage Jackson. You know, a lot of those guys had one punch power. A lot of the champions made it through just being punchers. But when you can mix it up, you know, he was throwing kicks to the body, kicks to the leg, kicks to the head, punches left and right, switching stances, going to the body, a lot of feints. I loved everything about his game, and I'm going to go out on a limb and say he's definitely going to be a top guy for a long time to come. Will he be a champion? Well, Ilya's not there no more, so it's a very much a possibility with the way that he fights. Loved it, man. I'm a big fan of him already. The only thing I did not like about him, and I can't really take nothing away from him because, you know, Josh Emmett is a very dangerous guy. One punch and you're out. So I respect the game plan, but you know, as a entertainer, I felt like he never was trying to truly finish the fight. You know, I felt he had a lot of openings. He never threw a lot of combinations. It was more like one hit, get out of there. One hit, get out of there. And it was like, damn, you know, at least try. You know, he had plenty of opportunities where he could have, you know, opened up on Josh Emmett. And like I said, the game plan was great, but it was like, you know, the entertainment value part of it, he took that away from me. You know, his fighting felt very, it was on point, it was great, you know, but it never seemed like he was trying to finish the fight, which was disappointing, you know, as a fan. But as a guy who respects the sport and loves the sport, you know, he did a great job. Can't take nothing away from him. Can't wait to see what he does next, who he fights next. Just looking forward to that. Amazing, great job. Can't take nothing away from him. He won the fight convincingly. Probably lost maybe 1 or 2 rounds. With that being said, let me get to Josh Emmett. Man, Josh Emmett, a guy who's known for one punch power. All it takes is one. And, you know, I know he lost to Ilya, but I don't know what happened after he lost to Ilya. I don't know how many fights he's had after that. But for him to be ranked 9, I'm pretty sure he's lost probably 2 out of 3 fights or back-to-back fights. Because I think he was ranked he was in the top 5 when he fought Ilya, if I'm not mistaken. And he was already an older guy, you know, and he tried to say Leon was running. And it's kind of hard to say a guy's running when he's outlanding you by so much. With Emmett being such a one-dimensional fighter, it definitely doesn't fare well for him fighting a guy who can mix it up like that. And it was obviously very frustrating for him. But I felt like Emmett lost that fight. I felt like he had plenty of opportunities where he could have engaged and really made a difference in the fight. And it was disappointing to see that. You know, his coaches was telling him like, you know, be the bully, get in there. And when he would be the bully, he had success. I don't know if he was concerned about his gas tank. I don't know if his gas tank was already. I don't know, man. But he wasn't on the on the offensive. You know, when he had chances with Leon up, with Murphy up against the cage, he didn't press the issue. You know, he wasn't cutting the ring off. He was following Murphy around. Same thing with him. He wasn't throwing combinations. And when he did throw combinations, he was getting successful with them. You know, because Murphy would shell up. And Emmett, you know, you could see what he was trying to do coming from a mile away. You know, he didn't have any feints. Everything was pretty much telegraphed. And it was like, man, Emmett, like, pressed him. You know, when he was pressing him, it was like, there go Josh Emmett, you know. But he didn't do that enough, you know. And Murphy had great takedown defense, you know. I think the one time Josh Emmett that I can remember, Josh Emmett got him down, took about 30 seconds. He was back up, you know. So, great job with that. But it was very disappointing to see Emmett lose in that fashion. And me personally, I feel like he lost the fight. I don't feel like Leon Murphy won. I feel like Josh Emmett really gave that fight away. He just wasn't pressing the issue, you know. Because when he did, and it was like, I can't remember what round it was, but he had one round where it was like very successful. And I was like, okay, keep coming out doing that, keep coming out doing it. But he wasn't, man. And I understand it can be frustrating when, you know, you want to fight and a guy, it was the situation of the young hungry lion versus the old guard, and that's exactly what that fight was. That's how it went. And you know, Josh Emmett, I think he could be a real good gatekeeper, you know. But you know, the same thing I said about Leon Edwards. You know, it's time for him to, you know, try to start making his way out, you know, because he didn't have any sprout in him. You know, he looked just like Leon, like slow, lethargic, and just not hungry. You know, I don't know if it was the apex without having the crowd. I don't know, man. It just, he was not hype. He actually reminded me of Leon when he fought Kamaru Usman the first time. Not the first time, but the first title fight. And it was like, you know, it was getting to the end. It's like, bro, pull it out the fire. And he just, and when the round 5 ended and he was running around and stuff, it was just disappointing, you know, to see him lose in that fashion and knowing he had so many great opportunities to explode and just rush Leon. And I don't know why he didn't take advantage of that. You know, his corner was saying all the right things. Like, bro, he's not doing anything. You're letting him, you know, take his time and pick his shots. You know, you're not. And he was tearing fucking Emmett's legs up. But I think they should do something. I don't know. if they should do something about the oblique kick or what, but you can tell that's part of the unwritten rule in fighters. But when you got a guy like that, you know, your power comes from your feet up. So, you know, if he can't sit and plant and he's thinking about kicks coming to his leg, he can't really get his power off. Those oblique kicks, I don't like them, you know, because you tear a guy knee up and, you know, he's out for a year, you know, and you only get paid when you fight. So I just don't like it because that's one of the main ways to destroy a guy's career. So I don't like it. You know, injuries happen, but that's like something that could. I don't think it's ever happened where a guy was finished in a fight from an oblique kick, but I don't like it. You could tell Josh Emmett was like, "Come on, bro, with the fucking oblique kicks," you know, and it was just. I was frustrated seeing it, but and there's certain things that Murphy was doing that when he was switch southpaw, I knew it was coming, a body kick, and it happened every time. Whenever he was switch southpaw, within a minute to a minute and 30 seconds, a body kick was coming, something vicious, and every time it landed viciously, but like I said, he mixed it up so well. Josh Emmett didn't know what was coming at any time. But in them moments when he would switch southpaw, a body kick was coming, and then he would switch back once he landed. But when a guy's doing all that feinting, you know, circling, hitting you in every direction, up, down, left, right, you know, you don't know what's coming. And with all those feints, it was kind of hard, but I felt like Josh Emmett could have did more. He could have won that fight, but he didn't. Shout out to Lerone Murphy. Thought he had a great game plan, made a great performance. He said it himself at the end of the fight. You know, we're all well aware of Josh Emmett's power, and you know, kudos to him. But nonetheless, it was a good fight. Wasn't great. Okay main event. Want to see more from him. 16-0. He's reminding me of Leon Edwards. The build, everything about him. UK just screams Leon all over again. So, but I doubt he's gonna be able to stay at that weight class, you know, because he's very muscular. And but if he can, more power to him. But I don't see him being that long, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I feel like guys should always just be at the weight class that they're going to be at instead of draining themselves. I don't like anything about cutting weight, nothing about it, because then they rehydrate. You're not even fighting at the weight. It's a whole bunch of bullshit with it. But let me know what you guys think, man. Do you think Josh Emmett is done? Well, I don't think he's done, but, you know, what do you think is trajectory of Murphy's career? What do you think Emmett's possibilities are in his career right now? What did you think about the fight? I usually watch the whole card. I didn't catch the whole card. I was just interested in this fight because I didn't know who Murphy was. Probably wouldn't have watched it at all if I didn't see him and Josh Emmett in the main event. So just let me know what you guys think, man. And the main shit, I'm out.